I consider myself a business lawyer. Which I appreciate is very broad term, but really that's what I think. That's what I do. I act for businesses, business owners, and I do whatever they need me to do. From helping them, organize and set up their company, enter into their shareholder or partnership agreements, right through to their day-to-day general commercial agreements, and their exits by, an M&A transaction. I kind of came probably by more happenstance than anything else. I had a unique opportunity in that I was a secretary at Gowling's before I started with the firm as an articling student. And I worked in our floater secretarial pool. So every week I worked for a different lawyer in a different practice area. And at that point when I was working there, I knew I was going to law school. So I took the opportunity and I always really studied, like, what do the people do every day? What's it like to be a lawyer in that practice area? And I found I was always intrigued and thought that business lawyers seemed to have the most interesting job. And I found for the business lawyers, we never knew what the day was going to look like. So we would come into the office and they may have a to-do list for the day, which none of those things got done because something else always popped up. And they seem to have the most interesting day-to-day practice. And as far as my practice, which is a bit unique in a large firm in that I'm very much a business law generalist, I think that came about because I had this need to learn and always be busy. So my philosophy was I never said no. So anytime anybody came to me and said, I have this problem, I have this, can you deal with this? I would have absolutely no clue. I would be scared to death thinking, I don't know how to do that. But I would say gladly, sure, I would love to help with that. And then you figure it out. I've had lots of mentors. I've been very fortunate to have many mentors at my firm and outside. My father was a very small business owner, so he was one of the influences. And then working at Gowling's and working for different people, the advice that I consistently got from different people was always take the approach of looking at an issue from the client's perspective. Clients don't know legalese. They don't know that they have a corporate finance problem or an M&A problem. They just have a business need. And for them, it's a unique need. So I look at it and say, well, I may do hundreds of incorporations a year or dozens of M&A transactions, but the client has only ever done it once. So it's always looking at it from the client's perspective and making sure the client understands the process, and also looking at it from a pragmatic or practical perspective. And even though the issue may be, novel or legally interesting, the client doesn't care. My clients would, and they do often tell me that what they appreciate most about me is my ability to kind of look at things from their perspective. So I act for most of my clients as kind of their legal quarterback, or virtual general counsel or outside general counsel. So they just call me and say, this is what's going on, this is what my issue is, and and quite often it has nothing to do with my expertise or my skill level, and I can't actually help them. But they know that I can then find the exact right person with the right personality at the right price point to answer their question, make sure that my colleague who's answering that has all the background information they need about the client. They know what the client's end goals are and objectives are, so the advice is always specific to them. I'm very involved in my community. The last 10 years I've always been on the board of directors of one charity or another. I'm currently on the board of 3 different charities that have kind of different focuses that are dear to me. One is I'm on the board of directors of the Ronald McDonald House in Ottawa, which is provides a home for families who have sick children at the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario, and allows families who are not from the Ottawa area to move there, live in at nominal cost to them, but be within steps of their sick child. And I'm a mother of 2 kids, and I'm very grateful that my children are healthy, but I could not imagine being apart from them if they weren't. So that's an organization that I'm very passionate about and does great work.